today we are going to do section 7.1. That is correct. We are going to be skipping chapter 6. This is called solving two-step equations. Okay, so to review, which this really shouldn't be too much of a review because we just got finished with this stuff. If I have a problem that says x plus 4 equals 10, then I need to do the inverse operation or the opposite operation, and I need to subtract 4 from both sides. I would get x equals 6, and x equals 6 would be my answer. I can always go back and check my answer by plugging that 6 in for the x in the original equation. So I could go 6 plus 4 equals 10, 10 equals 10. That checks out. Okay, another sample. Negative 5 equals m minus 8. Okay, so I'm going to add 8 to both sides. Okay, so if I have $8, this is my positive number. I have $8, but I owe somebody $5. After I pay up, I will still have a positive $3. So m would equal 3 in this situation. We can always go back and check by saying negative 5 equals 3 minus 8. Well, if I have $3 and I owe you $8, I'm going to be able to pay up $3, but I still will owe you $5. So negative 5 would equal negative 5. I've got two more quick review problems to do. Number 3 is that if we have a negative 7m equals 21. Right now I'm multiplying. So I need to do the inverse operation or divide both sides by a negative 7. Divide by a negative 7. Okay, so I would have 21 divided by negative 7. Go in there 3 times. Okay, so m would equal negative 3 because I have a negative divided by a positive. If I only have one negative, it cannot cancel itself out. So my answer will be negative. I really want you to pay close attention to your signs because I absolutely hate grading your paper and then you did everything right and then you just forgot that negative sign. So before you answer and before you put your box around your answer, go back and say, should that be positive or negative? Just double check yourself to make sure that it's right. Okay, number 4. 18 equals m divided by 2. That is a 2, not a z, a 2. Okay, so I have to do my inverse operation or my opposite operation and multiply both sides by 2. Okay, 18 times 2. 8 times 2 is 16. 2 plus 1 more is 3. So m would equal 36. Okay. Now let's do some more review. Just quickly. I think we've drilled this into your heads enough. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division from left to right. That means if I have 5 times 8 divided by 2, I need to do 5 times 8 first and get 40 divided by 2. I don't do my division before I do my multiplying because this is on the left. So I go from left to right. Whatever came first, this one came first, my multiplying sign, so I'm going to multiply that first. 40 divided by 2 is 20, so that would be my answer. Okay, so here's then addition and subtraction, sorry. Addition and subtraction come last, and those are also from left to right. Okay, now we get to do some new stuff, solving two-step equations. This is what I've been talking and beefing you guys up for, is two-step equations. This is where it gets a little bit trickier. Okay, so my first one is use order of operations in reverse. Well, there we go. Solving two-step equations. We need to use PEMDAS, we know that's called order of operations, right? In reverse. What? You're probably like, oh no, now I have to remember it in reverse? It kind of becomes more easy. You don't have to think about, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, when you're solving these equations. I will show you why. Okay, so the first an example that you would get is 15x plus 3 equals 48. Okay, so here's the deal. I can't divide this whole thing by 15. So I'm going to get rid of this 3 first by subtracting 3 from both sides. Why did I get rid of that 3? Because I want to get x by itself. Right now x has got a 15 and a 3 bothering it. We want to get rid of those guys. Okay, so first I'm going to get rid of whatever I'm adding and subtracting. Because those ones, they don't have a variable. I just get to take them away and they're gone. Okay, so 48 minus 3 would be 45. Now, and 3 minus 3 would be 0. So now I'm left with 15x. Now we solve it as usual. Divide both sides by 15. Divide by 15. Okay, and I would get x equals 45 divided by 15, or 3. So x would equal 3 in this case. Can I go back and solve? Of course I can. 15 times 3 is 45, plus 3 more is 46, 47, 48. So I get 48 equals 48. My answer checks out. Okay, so all we're going to do is get rid of our addition and subtraction numbers first, as long as they don't have the variable in it. But we're going to get rid of those first, and then we're going to get rid of our multiplying and dividing. Let's try another one. Okay, this one says 9g plus 11 equals 2. Okay, so again, I'm going to get rid of my adding and subtracting first. So I'm going to minus 11 from both sides, or subtract 11, sorry, I shouldn't say minus. Okay, so I have 9g equals 2 minus 11. You guys think about this a little bit. If I have $2 and I owe you 11, can I pay up completely? No, I don't have enough money. So if I give you $2, I still owe you $9. I still have to give you $9. I couldn't pay up all the way. Now I'll divide both sides by 9. A negative 9 divided by a positive 9 will make g equals a negative 1. Okay, and I could figure this out. 9 times a negative 1 would be negative 9, plus 11 would be a positive 2. Okay, so there's number 2 for you. Let's see, can I fit number 3 in here quick? I hate moving pages so much. Okay, number 3 says x divided by 4, or x over 4, minus 10 equals a negative 6. First, get rid of that adding and subtracting. So I'm going to add 10 to both sides. Okay, so on this side I'm going to have x divided by 4 equals. So if I have $10, but I owe you 6, I can pay you all of it, and I still have $4 left. I have a positive 4. Okay, and I've told you a few of you this. If they're opposites, and the positive is bigger, it's just like writing it as 10 minus 6. Okay, that one is. The one up here, not so much. Okay, now it's going to be tricky on me. If I have $2, but I owe you 11, my negative is bigger, so it doesn't work that way. But if the positive is bigger, that's exactly what you do. You just write it like a subtraction sign. Okay. So now I have to multiply both sides by 4, multiply by 4, and I would get x equals. Why did I multiply here? Because this is dividing. I need to do the opposite sign. So 4 times 4 is 16. So 16 would be our answer for this one. 16 divided by 4 would be 4. 4 minus 10 would be a negative 6. Checks out. Okay, now let's do number 4. Number 4 says b divided by 3 plus 13 equals 11. So subtract 13 from both sides. Remember, first we do our adding and subtracting. Then we can multiply. Another thing I wanted to talk about is why did I do 13 and why did I not do 1? Why did I do 13 and not 1? Well, the reason why I did that is because we need to get the variable. So this equal sign is like a divider, okay? Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. And I need to look at which side of the equal sign has that variable. Again, on this one, it's the left, so that means I need to work on the left side to get rid of all of the extra numbers over there. Okay, so 13 minus 13 is going to be 0. So I'm going to be left with b divided by 3 equals. Okay, now this is where a lot of us get confused. If I have 1 and I'm trying to take away, sorry, this is not a fraction. If I have 1, I'm trying to take away or subtract 13 from it, I can't pay up. I only have $1, but I owe you $13. So I'll give you that $1, but I still owe you $12. Okay, so right now I have b divided by 3, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. And this side will be left with b. 12 times 3 is 3 times 2 is 6. Oh, 36. Is it positive or negative? That's what you're asking yourself. Well, there's one negative sign. There's not two. So my answer will be negative. If there were two negatives, your answer would be positive. Or if there was just a positive, your answer would be positive. But in this case, only one negative, so it is a negative answer. So b equals negative 36 is what your answer would be for this one. Okay, the second part we're going to do is just write and solve an equation. So I will write that out for you. Okay, you borrowed $350 to buy a bicycle, let's say from your mom and dad. You agree to pay $100 when you get that bicycle. And then $25 each week. Okay, this is our keyword here, our keyword, each week. That means it's going to change, right? It could take you 2 weeks, it could take you 3 weeks, it could take you 5 weeks. That's what our variable is, each week. So we could use a W for this one. Until the bicycle is paid off. How long will it take to pay for the bicycle? Okay, do we know how much the bicycle is going to cost? We do know that because the bicycle costs $350. Okay, so the first week I paid $100. Okay, so I paid $100 the first week. Is anything going to change about me paying $100 the first week? Could that $100 go up or down? Nope, that's what it is. Okay, now what's changing is that I'm paying $25 for each week. So 25 times every week plus 100 equals 350. Now, we have to figure out how many weeks is going to take us to pay for the bicycle. So first we have to come up with our equation, then we have to solve it. That's kind of tricky. But seriously, you guys, if you think, okay, what could change in this? Could not change the 350, could not change the 100, but $25 each week is what we're trying to figure out, how many weeks. Okay, so first I'm going to subtract 100 from both sides because I have to get rid of my adding and subtracting. Okay, get my 0. 5 minus 0 is 5. 3 minus 1 is 2. Excuse me. So that'd be 250 equals 25W. All right, now I need to divide. That's a big dividing sign, sorry. Okay, I need to divide both sides by 25. Divide by 25, and I would get W equals. Now, how many times can 25 go into 250? Okay, go there once. I'm guessing 10, maybe. Okay, so in 10 weeks, this boy, or you, I guess you could be a girl too, will pay off your bicycle, but it will take you 10 weeks. Okay, that's just a little example, you guys. You need to do the word problems. I'm seeing a pattern that when you come to a word problem, a couple of you like to skip it. That is not okay. You guys, how are you supposed to get better at word problems if you skip every single word problem you're supposed to do? You're never going to learn them. And word problems are not that bad if you just take your time, read them, and think about them. So what is your answer? Because we know what if we know what our final goal is, we already know one side of the equal sign. What could change? What is your variable? Once you know your variable, then again, you're already a couple steps there. So just slow yourself down and make sure you're paying attention and thinking about it. Don't just read it and say, that's too hard, I'm not going to do it. Or come in and ask for help, because what am I here for? I'm here to help you. All right, thank you for watching. That's all I've got for you today.